Hello there, my YouTube friends. First, let me say, if you can hear any rain or the wind howling, it's because we've got pretty bad weather up here in the northeast again, and I'm in the man cave, so it amplifies some of that sound. So I must apologise if you do hear anything like that, but there's not much I can do about the British weather, I'm afraid. So, as you can see, we've got ourselves another character, another Star Wars one, this time Yoda. So now I'm getting pretty close to having all the ones that I want. I think the only really one I need more than anything out of this set is going to be the Princess Leia one. You know, I know this one isn't exactly from the original Star Wars ones because he has his lightsaber, but I can use him any which way I want, you know, and I could even at some time maybe even get Count Dooku, because I actually do like the look of Count Dooku, and probably pose this guy with Count Dooku. Yeah, so as you can see, the box itself, this one I got actually brand new, and I think I only paid about 200 I think it was about 230, 240 quid, maybe less even, because I've had this one actually sitting in the man cave for the last couple of months. I just haven't been really sort of feeling up to doing any reviews or anything like that. I've sort of felt a bit under the weather and just not really interested, so I left it for a good while. Now I've got a few characters here that I could really do with getting done, so I thought, well, hey, what the hell, let's get out there, even though the weather's crappy and it ain't the best weather to be out in the man cave. Let's get out there and get it done. So here we go, guys. You see, the box art itself is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I love that, yeah, especially this sort of piece on the bottom. You know, it really makes them stand out slightly differently from the normal ones. You have your normal stuff on the back there, your warnings and what have you. This side, just the Yoda, MMS 495, 6-scale collector figure. You know, so there you go, and that is what the box looks like. You know, the top bit you can see is normal, just has the Star Wars on it. The bottom's the same, Star Wars on it. And it's like the shoe style box, so we'll get the top lifted off it, show you what's on the inside. You can see the inside here, another great little piece of artwork there, using the character itself that they've got. And I just think that looks really, really good, you know. And I mean, I've seen both versions of Yoda. Obviously the first version is going back from a long time ago, so the head sculpt on this one, by the looks of this, looks a lot better than the original one did. I haven't got both of them to sort of show you them both together, but this definitely looks a lot better than the original one did. So now let's peel this down and see. Boom, there you go. I mean, as you can see, Yoda himself is tiny, but his 6th scale, you know, he was a tiny character to start with. So being in 6th scale, you know, I'm sorry you can't see it as well because the lights are shining off of it, but we're all going to take that off and you'll be able to see properly in a minute. But that, so far, is looking like you're getting a pretty good amount of stuff there. I'm quite happy with that. Let's get the accessories, show you what you get in the box. So as you can see, guys, accessories wise, yeah, it's not too bad. You can't grumble, can't complain. There's not much else you really need with this version of Yoda. You know, you're getting 2 sets of his lightning, you know, which I like the way they've done that. That is pretty damn good. I would be careful with these snapping because they're going to be quite easily snapped. They're just very thin, thingy plastic. So there would be something that could snap if you're not careful. You know, you can see there where it should basically, there's 3 things there where his fingers can fit into. I dare say it would probably be maybe these ones here that would fit in to there at some way. I don't know how, but I'll certainly have a look at that at some time if I want to use that thing. But I think that's pretty damn good. You get 2 of those. You've got the actual swish style, it's lightsaber. You have the lightsaber itself. Yeah, pretty damn good. Nice amount of detail, as per always with these things from Hot Toys. We'll see the base itself. You can see it's still got its core on it. That's because it's brand spanking new. Yeah, that's quite nice. Very tall, very sort of thick one. So it's going to stand up pretty well. But you know, with me, I very rarely use these things unless I've got the. Yeah, you get the dynamic flight pole, so you can have them doing a dynamic pose with the waist grabber rather than a crotch grabber. You have, as per normal, green wrist pegs, spare ones, and of course a bunch of hands. You've already seen one of them, but we'll get a better look at these things, I think, which are pretty damn good. If you look at that, that's it is pretty damn good. A lot of detail in them. I'm going to imagine that this hand, because I don't think you're really going to be able to grab a hold of this his actual cane, which looks really good as well. I mean, that is pretty damn impressive. You're not really going to grab a hold of it as such, you know, it'll sit there. So you could technically have it in the hand like that, it would work, but maybe, just maybe, you use it as a thing where he's actually walking on it, and you use that maybe his hand there just to have resting on it, as if he's walking along, just resting his hand on it. So I think that's what that hand technically, I think, is for. I'm not sure what this hand is for. Maybe that's his sort of force push or force lifting hand he uses. These ones I'm taking are probably going to be for the lightning, you know, one for either side, because they are sort of slightly different the way they've got them. Yeah, they are slightly different. So I'm taking that's going to be for that side of it, and then of course you've got two that I'm going to take it off for grabbing a hold of the lightsaber. So you can hold the lightsaber. So that's pretty damn good, guys. That's what you're getting. And with that, now let's get out the character and see Yoda himself. And here is Yoda himself. And I mean, I think that is just absolutely brilliant. I mean, that is fabulous. You know, you've actually even got here like little sort of tufts and fluff on for making his old grey hair, you know. It's just phenomenal. And the likeness, I'm going to take you in close in a moment and show you, but the likeness is just incredible. I am absolutely loving this guy. Now you have obviously already got hands on there, which might be more suited to being able to grab a hold of his walking stick. We'll have a look at that shortly, but what I want to do show you is some of the actual articulation in this guy as well, you know, because I'm actually pretty impressed with the articulation you get, considering he's such a small character. You know, you wouldn't imagine getting as much articulation. You don't get any other head sculpts. This is the only head sculpt you're going to get with him. Yeah, but I think if you just look at that head sculpt, man, that is just incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Does his neck have much movement on it? Let's have a look. I mean, you can see there, look, yeah, you can look down. That's as far up as you can look. You know, you have your left and right motions. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Shoulder joint wise, it'll pretty much go all the way around. Does have swivel at the bicep, which is incredible to think about. You have a double bend at the elbow joint. Wrist is a normal wrist peg, so you can see you're only going to get it to go in one direction. You'd have to twist it in order to get another, but the actual fist itself will turn all the way around on it. axis, so you're getting pretty damn good articulation with this character, considering how small he is. They've done fabulously well, and plus with the material that's on here, you're not really going to have much chance of it like really sort of badly deteriorating or being affected by putting them in a really decent pose, you know. So that's pretty good as well. Legs wise, what we've got, I mean, he's not going to get any waist movement, you know, there's no waist movement on him, but what can you expect? It's a tiny character. But leg wise, I mean, you've got better motion with the legs on this guy than what you have on most other Hot Toys ones, you know. You're getting a much better range of motion. It even has articulation at the knee. You can see there, I'll be careful about it. You can see it has got sort of knee joints to make articulation there. And the ankle, you've got a lot of motion on the ankle, which thankfully gets obviously hidden a little bit by his pants. But you are getting a massive amount of motion with this guy, you know, considering how small he is. That is a lot of potential for posing him up really well. Getting him to stand up on this thing is pretty hard, because obviously you can see it's being in my light box. The light box is quite hard to get the characters to stand up in. But if you want to win with the original set of Star Wars characters, there you go. You simply put that in his hand. He looks like the original one, so that's pretty good, you know. You can have him that way on, or if you really want to have him the other way, then you've got Lightsaber in hand to make him more along the lines of the more recent films that were made, where he was fighting Count Dooku. Yeah, so I think it's damn impressive what you're getting, but you also, like I said, you've got the lightning hands, which I'm not going to try and force on them at the minute. I'll see if I can get one of them to go on one of the hands and show you on the thing, but I'm not going to put them on the character just yet. So there you can see, guys, I mean, it's not the best and snuggest of fits in the world, but it will fit in. But it's just not getting the greatest holds. I would be concerned about the weight being applied to it for pulling it down and it actually coming out of his fingers, because it's not got the greatest of holds of it. Let's see if I can grab it with this hand. I'll show you. You can see it has got a hold of it. You know, I mean, that's, my fingers aren't touching the blue bit at all, so it has got a hold of it. I just worry about actually the weight sort of pulling the figure down a bit, but it does get a hold. Yeah, so that's the, you know, and that's sort of what it would be like for that bit. There's a couple of great things that I've literally just noticed as I've been sort of trying to manipulate them and get them to pose up a little bit differently, is that you do have some wires going through some of these. I don't know if it's a wire. Yeah, you've got a wire in the actual arm bits around here. You actually have a wire going down the front bit. I don't think there's a wire going across the bottom. I'm not 100% certain about that bit, but there's definitely wires going down the side. And that this part here, at first I thought to myself, well, how's he hooking on the lightsaber onto there? But actually isn't it, it's actually a magnet. There's actually a small magnet there on the waist in order to sort of just literally have this thing going on to it. So it's literally oh, you can see that it dropped off right away, but see it, it's just a magnet holding it in place, which is pretty damn clever, to say the least. So you can pose them like he's going to be grabbing onto his lightsaber. So again, my thingy just won't have him stand up properly. There you go, there you see. So, and I mean, I'm really impressed with that, guys. I really do love this figure. This figure is amazing. And like I say, whether you want to have him in the pose where he's got his lightsaber, or whether you want to have him in a pose where he's got a hold of his wouldn't stick and being more like the original sort of Yoda is entirely up to you, you know. He just looks absolutely amazing now. Can't wait to get him in the display. I think for the time being, because I don't have Count Dooku or anything just yet, which I'm now sort of contemplating getting, because I think putting these two in a dynamic pose fighting each other, I think they'll look pretty damn mint. I really do, because I do think the Count Dooku looks really good. So it might be another one now that I might have to try and pick up at some point. But for the time being, I think I would probably end up putting him literally with his stick in his hand and having him with the original characters for the time being. But guys, honestly, I think this guy is well worth the pick up if you're into your Star Wars ones. He's a definite must if you're into your Star Wars ones. You know, because whether you want him with a Count Dooku or whether you want him with... Oh, and there he goes. The Force didn't save him there. The Force didn't save him there. Like I say, I think if you're wanting them, whether you want them with the original set, this one will work out perfect. If you're wanting them with Count Dooku style ones, it'll work out perfect either way. Yeah, so there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this look at this character. Please, comment down below. Tell us what you think of him. Are you going to get him? Have you already got him? Have you got both versions of them? Which one do you think's better? Whatever. Guys, just comment below, let us know. I'm now going to get this guy set up and get him into the decals for the time being until I eventually get the Count Dooku. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. And I'll catch you in the next one. This is the Bearded Nerdy Oaf, and I'm out of here.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,